Alright, so I originally meant to mention this at the beginning of the video, but I kind of just forgot about it. Basically, before we get into things, if you guys are interested in seeing me stream Persona 5, because I do have the game, obviously it's out in Japanese right now, it's like, you know, not English and shit, but I have the game, I know what to do, I know where to go and stuff. I have like 46 hours in the game, I'm fine. If you guys want to see me stream it, or you guys are interested in it, comment down below, you know, let me know, things like that. And if you guys, you know, do want to see this happen, then, you know, I can set it up and try to make it happen. So thank you guys for everything, you know, let me know and enjoy the video. Alright, what's up everybody, it's Kami, and my friend xForts has been live streaming Persona 3 Portable for a couple days now. And pretty much, he's been, you know, playing the game, he's been enjoying it, and I've been, you know, checking the chat and stuff, watching him play it, you know, talking to him about it and stuff like that, because I am a mod on his Twitch and stuff, so I've been there. Checking the chat and shit like that, talking to the people, talking to him, you know, giving him tips and stuff like that. And a couple of people have been asking him questions that don't, you know anything about Persona or Shin Megami Tensei. A couple people that haven't played and stuff, they're asking, you know, what about Personas versus stands? Are Personas like stands? What is this? What is that? So I thought, since, you know, I'm very familiar with both series, I love Shin Megami Tensei, I'd say it's my favorite RPG series after Dragon Quest. I love RPGs, guys, in case you didn't know this already. So, you know, I love Shin Megami Tensei. I love Persona. I've played all of the games all the way through and stuff, so I thought I would sit down and talk about Personas. And since I've recently been playing Persona 5, because that's been out, and I've had it since it was out, but I kind of stopped playing it for a while. I picked it back up now. I'm on like 45 hours in. It's really fun, but I thought I would talk about Personas and stands and make the connection between the two, because, you know, why not? Why not just go ahead and explain it? I get to talk about a lot of nerd shit, and I get to just, you know, kind of just explain how I feel about two different series that I like. So with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so to talk about Personas first, because obviously most of you guys read JoJo if you're subscribed to my channel. You guys know where stands come from, so we'll kind of talk about Personas first. Basically, to kind of narrow things down first, Persona is a sub-series of Shin Megami Tensei that actually happened off of another little sub-series, I guess. Well, not really a sub-series, but it's a side story of the main SMT, you know, kind of timeline, I guess. And that is Shin Megami Tensei If. And Shin Megami Tensei If was a game that we never got. It originally came out for the Super Famicom in October 1994 in Japan. We never got this game over here in America. And pretty much the way Shin Megami Tensei If worked out was it was a game, right, an SMT game that took place with a group of high school students, which sounds like Persona, and you're pretty much taken to the netherworld, which is where a bunch of crazy shit goes on. So yeah, basically there's this one poor kid that goes to the school that's like all abused and like hurt and stuff and made fun of and shit like that, and for him to get vengeance on everybody at the school that's done him, you know, dirty, everybody that's done him wrong, he ends up going to the gym and he performs a ceremony to transport the school into the Expanse, which is pretty much the underworld or the hell of this game's, you know, side series. That's what they call it. And he ends up becoming strong enough to become this powerful, crazy deity within their world. So it's this abused school bully kid that gets real pissed off, and he throws the school into hell, and then boom, demons happen, and demons are everywhere, and you get a comp, and normal SMT stuff happens, right? And, you know, beat the demon guys, beat the game, you know, there's different routes, different alignments, stuff like that. So it's very SMT-ish. So how does this come into play with Persona? It pretty much lays down the foundation, I guess, for Persona and the Persona system, and, you know, kind of laid out the plot of having it mostly happen in high school. So Persona happened after Shin Megami Tensei If was a thing, and Persona, of course, is a spin-off series of the Megami Tensei games, Shin Megami Tensei, that released in 1996. It was Megami Ibun Ruko Persona. Sorry if my pronunciation is really weird, it's just, you know, Japanese, but that's Persona 1. And of course, you guys know it takes place in a high school. They do the Persona ritual, they get their Personas and stuff like that. So pretty much the Personas are the demon equivalents of the SMT series. They are the same exact designs, excluding the exclusive Personas for characters. So, for example, Jack Frost is a demon in the Shin Megami Tensei series. Persona is a sub-series of Shin Megami Tensei. So instead of calling Jack Frost a demon in Persona, they just call him a Persona. instead of calling him a demon. So it's the same thing. All right. So for those of you that have been wondering about that, like, oh, well, why are these designs in so many games? If you look at like the Oni, he's in Persona. If you look at Metatron, he's in Persona. These are demons that are in the SMT line that are taken over, and they just, some of them get redesigned. For the most part, they keep the same designs and they put them into the Persona games, and they call them Personas. But there's also the original Personas that our main cast members have. So like, if we're looking at Persona 3, like Akihiko has Polydeuces, and he gets Caesar. That's his original Persona. Given there's still, things that are based off of mythology or connected to mythology in one way or another. They are, just, their own thing. They're their own design that are originally drawn and stuff for that. So that's cool. But that pretty much singles that out. Our main character in our Persona games is capable of using multiple personas. That's what makes him different from everybody else. And to have to be able to use a persona is kind of just a thing where you just have the potential to use one on the inside. You have to accept something in yourself. Have the courage for it or whatever, and then you're able to summon and use your persona, and as the character grows, so does the persona. So it's similar to stands in the fact that you have a stand awakening, given the stand awakenings happen, through the arrow or naturally, and things like that, or Pucci stand discs, another example. So that happens through that. Personas kind of just happen in a similar way. In the first game, they do the ritual for it. Persona 2, they kind of just have it. Persona 3, you got the Evoker, which is just like this little gun thing that taps into your spiritual power and it activates your personas. And Persona 4, they have the wild cards. And in Persona 5, we have masks. So these are all just little things. In case you guys don't know, Persona is also heavily a thing that revolves around psychology and psychological aspects of the human mind and things like that. So they really dive into this aspect with it. There's a lot of, symbolism here and there within different boss fights and different character developments, and characters that just grow from beginning to end in the Persona games. It's really good storytelling, very good story writing. Highly recommend getting into the series. But that's pretty much that. So Personas are still these spiritual beings. Now, if we talk about stands in JoJo, stands when they're originally like the original kanji for it, the original translation is Ghost Ripple, right? And we know that stands are a manifestation of one's spirit, one's soul, or whatever. And we know that, they're these supernatural beings that allow our users to do things. So we have, Star Platinum, very precise stand, very fast stand, can punch through diamonds, can stop time, can catch a bullet, like an inch away, probably like a quarter of an inch away from reaching Jotaro's face, things like that. We know that these stands have these supernatural abilities. We have other time-stopping stands. We have time-rewinding stands. We have stands that can freeze things. We have stands that shoot things. We have stands that burn things. There's a bunch of different types of stand types. And it's kind of similar with Personas, except the Personas share skills between other Personas that are pretty much just things in SMT for SMT purposes, since it is a game series and not, like an anime or manga, although there are animated and manga adaptations of the Persona series. It's one of those things where their abilities are just, the skills referred to and used in-game. So, for example, we have Agi, which is your normal fire skill. There's a lot of different Personas that can get Agi. There's a lot of different Personas that can get Bufu, which is ice. There's a lot of different ones that can get Zan or Zen. They change it in games, which is usually wind. And then there's Zio, which is your thunder spells or your electricity spells. So we have these different abilities between Personas that they can use, and they can, intertwine. Some of them can carry multiple of these. Others get them through fusion, because pretty much a Persona, the main thing, and it's just a big core mechanic in the SMT series, is taking two demons and fusing them together into a stronger one that you can carry skills over for, and you get that. So you'll get something with better stats, different weaknesses and resistances to certain elements and different skill types, and you'll get different skills on the actual demon. And when we look at stand abilities, they're pretty much just abilities that reflect the user instead of the actual Personas. They just kind of have, set skills that you can get and use skill cards for. So there's that big difference between the two, where, stand users have preset skills on their stands. Their stand abilities are specific to them. They can't intertwine and switch their abilities unless they go through, different methods of improving their stand or getting a Requiem or something like that. Now, obviously, the Persona users have this advantage of being able to have, a very vast variety in abilities that they can use in their Personas. And just to give you guys, a bit of power scaling, I guess, there's different Personas later on, like Lucifer, who has really high stats and he gets a bunch of different skills that are very useful. You can get like stuff like Megidolaon, which is heavy almighty damage, and almighty is pretty much your holy skills. I refer to it as, just holy, just to not call it light, because there are light and dark skills, but almighty skills are unresisted by everything in the game. Everything can take normal damage from almighty, and almighty always hits very hard no matter what you're using it against. So almighty's generally like, very strong, very overpowered, very good to have an almighty skill on a persona. So almighty skills are very strong. Now, to compare the two, I guess, let's say you have something like, a persona user and a stand user, all right? So people ask the question of, can persona users see stand users? Well, they're both spiritual manifestations of the character's will. So if we take Akihiko, who's our boxer, I'll use him as an example. So he's a boxer, right? He's got Polydosis, or, Caesar when he becomes his ultimate persona. And then we have Jotaro Kujo, who's got, Punch Go Star Platinum. So he can stop time. So he has that advantage over Akihiko. Akihiko can't stop time. However, his persona does have a vast majority of, different abilities and things like that. And he's got thunder-based skills that he can use against Jotaro Kujo in a fight. So Akihiko himself is also strong, but his persona is also indeed very strong. If we were to take these two, they would be able to see each other's abilities. However, I would say Akihiko would have the advantage, except Jotaro can stop time. So being able to stop time in this situation kind of, gives Jotaro a big lead over Akihiko, who has a strong persona. However, if you can stop time against any normal person or against anybody that you're fighting against, and you can hit them within stop time and they can't do anything, then it makes a big difference. And the fact that Jotaro has these ridiculous, reflexes, and he's able to hit things so fast and, so hard and so precise, he'll be able to hit Akihiko very quickly. Now, if Akihiko were to solely just hit Jotaro with an ability from his persona, he would probably, one-shot kill him. Because if you shoot a giant, bolt of lightning against any normal person, their body will probably, fry out and shit. There are people that survive, getting struck by lightning, but it doesn't happen too often. Then again, I don't know the statistics for people getting struck by lightning, but if Akihiko were to use a Zeodyne, which is a heavy thunder spell, then, that would probably really badly injure Jotaro, and that would be a big deal. So the two can definitely see each other's abilities. Persona users should be able to see stand users' stands, and, stand users should be able to see persona users' personas, and vice versa, because they are both psychological manifestations of one's soul. Or just, the only difference is our main character for Persona is able to use any of the demons in the series that they put into the games, because, main character, you want to have variety. You get a bunch of different options for your character, while the rest of your party members have, set things, and you're able to build your party around this for certain dungeons and certain boss fights, and that's the cool thing about Persona. But since JoJo's not really, a game series, it started off as a manga series, given it does have games, and it's not an RPG, it works differently with these two things. But to answer those questions, yes, they should be able to see each other's abilities. They are both spiritual manifestations, and since they can sense these things, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to see it. I think the two would probably, end up getting along or whatever. I don't think stand users would be attracted to persona users, because persona users kind of just have this thing. You can kind of just tell if somebody has a persona or not, but it's not really like stand users where they're just, instantly attracted to each other, like right off the bat, and they just all stand out to each other so much, and you're like, hey, this guy's got a stand. And he's like, yeah, I got a stand. You got a stand? And it's like, yeah, dude, high five. And you're all like, and then you guys are, friends. But yeah, this is just kind of fun to talk about, nerd over, I guess. Gave you guys a little bit of background on, Persona's origins with Shin Megami Tensei If, because people would have probably asked, where did this start from? Why is this such a JoJo ripoff? Not really a JoJo ripoff. It is inspired by JoJo, the whole concept of them summoning personas this way, but SMT's been having, the demon summoning stuff in it since its roots, so it's always been a thing there. And for those of you that are probably also wondering, yes, Persona 4 is very similar to Part 4. There's a murder mystery going on in a small town in Japan, and yeah, and that's pretty much that. Except the murderer is driven by a much bigger force, and things get very dark and very quick, and very sad and very fast, and that's where it separates itself. But you can make the joke there. It's not really a reach if you do make the joke. They kind of just set themselves up for that. But anyways, yeah, hope you guys learned something today. Happy JoJo Fridays, because I am probably uploading this on Friday. now that I think about it, because I don't have a video for Friday. So this will go up on Friday. Happy JoJo Fridays. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Also, I probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but or I'll probably edit this in later on too. But if you guys want to see me do a Persona 5 live stream from, you know, start to end or whatever, I will totally think about it and, you know, set it up. And if things work, then I will totally do it. If you guys are interested in that, I will definitely do it. The game is a lot of fun. The game is great. It's my RPG of 2016. It's my favorite game of 2016. I had a lot of fun playing it. I'm still having a lot of fun playing it. I'm probably going to go play it after I'm done editing this video and I schedule it and all that. And that'll be fun. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, subscribe. I upload JoJo content on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I will be uploading, you know, other things here and there just to switch it up a bit. I have my new stand swap series that's going up today as of, you know, the day I'm recording this. So you guys should have already seen that. If not, go check it out. It'll be annotated at the end card of the video, I guess. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.